My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, I just got a video uploaded to YouTube of the last one where I kind of did a little carving on these whales, and I'd say that just kind of appears to me we've probably gotten done with all the carving we need to do, but we'll sort of come down here, show you all some little things, and maybe, just maybe, say that it's getting about time to sand the work. So we've kind of probably got certain grits we can use to sort of make it where we can work a little ways, and say for this little thing I say that we can sort of take a heavy grit of sandpaper and do a little work along this whale. I say that it's just kind of a little passion for us, and what all we have to do, I say that it's just kind of like the work that makes its way about every little path, every little word we go to, and all about life and all the ways we manage things. I say that we come along, make little things go just like they ought to, and there's probably little places where I see little knots come into the wood, and we'll kind of take care of those as they need to come along. And I say that there's kind of places where we're taking this along to where we just see that this little whale is kind of the interesting thing of topic to us. We know they come in different shapes and sizes. There were times when I was a kid, I used to read all kinds of creatures in wildlife encyclopedias and learn what kind of interesting creature a whale could be. And I know, like, there were times when I remember as a kid at my grandmother's house, my grandmother babysat a lot of kids, and for one of the kids she had it over at her house babysitting him, he had a certain kind of little toy of a whale that I mean, it kind of sucked up water in a place, and then when you squeezed on it, water came out the little hole up at the top of its head. And I say that sometimes little work like this can measure itself out to where we see brave little things come into light. I still kind of remember that old song, that old Disney cartoon about Willie the whale, and how he was a singing whale, and the whole thing about how they sort of showed him on there, and it's kind of like how whales just sort of have a certain kind of sound they make that sort of, like, I'd say it comes from their breathing holes, and sometimes it almost sounds like they're singing a little opera. You know, I still recall also that old Tiny Toons cartoon where Elmira Duff had the baby whale off the beach, and she kept it in her house and put it in her bed, and bugs and excuse my sneeze, Buster Bunny and Babs Bunny kind of came in there to rescue the little whale out of her house, and the baby whale told Buster and Babs that its mother had been taken to a factory from which to make oil, and there were these octopuses working in the factory. They were wearing little pirate hats and pirate eye patches and singing yo ho ho ho, yo ho ho ho. And then it was like there was one woman there who was in charge of that old factory and had all the octopuses working for her. And I mean, it was kind of unfortunate at the end. I mean, they rescued the baby whale's mother, but then, you know, that woman who was like the owner and head of the factory, she kind of ended up paying for her crimes. You know, could have been considered a crime according to the cartoon, but there's probably not that many crimes in real life that really apply to things. I've even heard about seal oil and walrus oil, that there's been certain cultures out in the cold areas where people have even used the blubber from walruses and seals to make oil to go in their lamps. They always say that it's almost like how, from what I read in the book about how they do that to walruses, how that other than man, there's only two enemies the walrus has, and that is killer whales and polar bears. We know that seals and walruses are both the prey of polar bears, creatures polar bears prey on, and so it was always just little interesting things we learn in books about how they kind of have the different creatures that prey on the different other creatures, and how it's just a world where predation goes as it does. And I see a little step on this whale that I probably forgot to carve out earlier, and we got it on one of them, but apparently with this one we forgot to do it. But it's probably, I'd say, just a little bit around its face. We gotta have a little way to take care of that a little later, but it's good we have just a lot of work to come in our hands and take care of, well, these little messes we do, I say. It's like, make me even think about a whole song we used to hear as a kid. It was baby blue, in the deep blue seas, swim so wide and swim so deep. It was all that song that old Raffy sang. And we know that there were just all kinds of songs they taught us as kids to teach us about all the different animals in nature. We learn about them in ways that we may not have always known all our lives, but we've kind of got a little interest in our hearts, interest in our souls. I could tell you all that There's quite a few things in life my baby niece is still learning about. She's not a baby anymore, she's 4 years old, but sometimes I hear my parents with her, I hear my brother with her, which is her dad, and I hear about all the little things they do and things they go about in life where they just see the little things that they teach her and that she learns. Not much I speak to her about because she's kind of a sensitive kid and just kind of a little too soft. And I just kind of have little responsibilities with my business and my crafts to take care of, so just let her parents take care of her. And for this little way we mark out our days, it's just kind of the thing where the little whale is just a creature of the deep. You know, all the little fish that the whale preys upon. And like this little video I saw on Facebook yesterday of a little orca and a shark. They wondered who was going to win the battle. Looked like the orca attacked the shark and probably took it away. Oh, and to think about it, you know, all the animals you find in a circus. Imagine there was a circus act where there was a little shark down in a little aquarium that somebody did a circus act with. It could kind of be the kind of thing where somebody had to use a little caution. I say, as for a little work in life and coming along, I say we make the little whale, so it's just kind of putting a little faith away in what we have and what we do. You know, it's like I was talking about circus acts, and I just recall seeing them as a kid, even as a young adult, seeing some circus acts and wanting to learn how to do them, but kind of just finding out how special it is and how it's a family tradition for them and all the things. Excuse me for sneezing. All the things they really don't want other people knowing how to do. It's kind of their own little tricks that they have. It's their own little family ways. And little do we know how they make it all work, but that could go for any circus act, any kind. And I say here we've kind of gotten these done a long way, but for all these little things I say, we kind of got to like have just a little line centered down the middle to make out the little top of the head. I say that this is just one of those works where we come about here on the head and come along, make an extra little line right along the front to take care of where its face and nose will be and ought to be and has to be, just to see how little do we know. And for the last little thing, kind of put it along here, draw these other lines here, because once we go to finishing this off with other grits of sandpaper, these other little lines are going to be sanded off, and we're going to get rid of all the crap we don't need with these little critters and just moving away at all we do. I say we got the place here drawn out where the eye will go in here and the little hole that goes in the top of the head will go here. Maybe take it down a little bit further to where we can get about to the cheek and jaw line. Kind of make a little line come out this way where we can sort of make the mouth here, and make this other line down along here where we're going to put in a little place to get the mouth right in, just like that, and kind of try to take it where it's going to be next and put it to where it's going to test us to do just what we ought to do, and see how we just make the line come right in its own place to kind of see how this shall turn out. And I say that there's probably going to be a moment that we're going to put the nostrils in, but we'll just kind of start out here with the eyes and the mouth. That's where the work shall come along next. There may be a time when we'll come back in, perhaps kind of do a little video where we take the rotary tool and we'll sort of put in little marks where the little faces and holes in the head shall be, and just for the little whales to come along and do a little work now and then. I say that they are such creatures that we love, I say. And even in this moment, I think I've got a solution to do something here. Got a little piece here, and over here looks like the rotary tool is plugged in, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little demonstration here where I shall take this little thing we have here and we'll put this bit on the rotary tool, and you'll see what I do next. I tell you, and I do need to be wearing protective eyewear, but I'll tell you that's over in the shop. This won't be too much of a project, and I'll probably have some with me the next time, but here's how we will go. You see how I've made that little cross in the top of the head, and here where we're going to put the little line in. Oh, see a little bubbly hole right up in the top of the head there. Oh, little whales can certainly challenge us. They're the creatures we know of all things. And I say, for one thing, that there's probably one other piece we can sure get out here, and I tell you the truth, with this little one, we can kind of take this little curve on the end and put in the place for its eyelids. And maybe next time around, there's another step we need to do to make out the mouth. This is going to require a little bit more work of the rotary tool, and we'll definitely be needing my protective eyewear to do that. So I'd say when we come back around, we're going to do a little bit more, have a little more to say, a little more to show. Oh, and I tell you, these days, it's just a good time to enjoy life the best we can. I got a little bit of a runny nose because I've had the bad allergies and put Vicks Vapor Rub on my septum just to kind of avoid the itch. But I'll tell you all that just a little word that comes our way makes us see who we are, what we are. I always appreciate the prayers that come my way and all the support. Would like to have more followers, like to view, share these videos, so thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.